All right, hello and welcome. Brett here with clickmill.co. In this video, we're going to be linking the Google Tag Manager account into our WordPress account. So I'm going to show you the back end. We've logged into WordPress. If you don't know how to log into WordPress, go check out our video on WordPress and what is it? It's web design, our web design course, and that's going to be going over a lot of WordPress. So how to log in there. Now, I am logged into WordPress. And we have plugins. Now, over here on the plugin, you'll see I have already searched. So I'll just go through this so you do know how to do this. We're going to go to plugins, add new plugin, and I'm going to search for the plugin GTM, which is Google Tag Manager for WP, which is WordPress. So there's Google Tag Manager for WordPress. Now, this is not the only plugin. This isn't like an official plugin. I just happen to know this one works well, and this is what we've used on our sites. If for some reason this isn't kept up to date, if it's not working for you, you can try a different one. So that's something to just be aware of, but this has great reviews. And so far it's free and it works great. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to install this plugin. And then after it installs, we're going to be activating it. There we go. So you can see it is installed and it looks like it might just, there we go, activate. Okay. Now be aware when you're updating and installing and activating things, you can have code conflicts. So just be aware that this could have a negative impact on your website in some way, especially if someone else has installed something similar in the past. So do a backup before you do everything. However, we are now going to go into plugins. Let's see, is it under settings? I forget where this populates to. Here we go, settings. So I went to plugins, I found it, we're going to settings. Now, the cool thing with this is going to automatically put the code into every page of the website. So I don't actually even need to touch this code. Coming back over to Google Tag Manager, I don't need to touch this. All I need to do is get my container ID. So I'm going to close that. I'm going to zoom out here, and you'll see I've got my container ID here. And then I'm going to go back over to the website, and I'm going to just paste that in. And there we go. We have set up. Make sure there's no spaces on the beginning. Make sure there are no spaces on the end. Make sure those are gone. Okay. Neil, container code is on. Any other things? Footer? Any other things I need to be looking at here? I don't.
Okay, so
Double check me. The container code is on.
I mean, this should actually work.
Yep.
Um,
Let's go over
but
here.
I mean, there is like a very specific plugin that I use. So we have, I mean, I'm using a different plugin when
Okay.
you create
Yeah.
websites and like track them.
Usually,
So,
yeah, usually it works out of the box. I'm just double checking. Most of this stuff, if you're watching this, you're really not ever going to need to touch any of this. I feel like there was one box I checked at some point that made it work. But if it doesn't work, we'll see it in our tests within Google Tag Manager, and we'll be able to narrow down what's going on. So we're going to go ahead and save changes with that container ID in there. And again, remember, the container is just the box that holds all of the tags. So here we go. We've just installed the box that holds all the tags. Now, when we go over to Google Tag Manager, we're going to be able to start building tags. So this is how to set up our, this is our data layer push, correct, Neil? Do I have that terminology correct?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So we have installed the container, which is going to allow us to push the data out to Google Tag Manager. And so we're going to head back over to Google Tag Manager. And in the next video, we're actually going to start to go through and build our first tag, starting with variables. And we're going to get to that in the next video. We'll see you there.